Hi everyone, welcome back to Untitled Chapter, where we explore South Korean pop culture one obsession at a time. My name is Nathan and I'm your host.
Hey everyone, I'm Ashley, and I, myself, Nathan, and Sammy got floor tickets to the NCT Dream Show in LA.
Very excited for that one.
Yes, it's gonna be so good seeing my sweet children live. The only downside is that floor is all standing room, which I don't know why they concerts keep doing this. I would prefer
I'm kind of surprised that it wasn't seated.
I know, but still good. I'm still happy.
All right. Chris?
Hey everyone, I'm Chris. And the Head in the Clouds lineup for New York came out, and I was excited to see XG on there.
Yes!
So that's pretty cool. And then ITZY is also on there. DPR is gonna go headline them too. So it looked like a pretty good headline.
I know, that just means that Head in the Clouds LA is gonna be really good too.
Crossing our fingers.
Yeah.
Hello everybody, it's Gabe. Good to be back for another episode, and I am realizing how quickly this is coming up on us, but I'm seeing Dreamcatcher in 5 days in Oakland.
Wow! It's this week?
Yeah, it's this week.
Goodness.
Wait, did you buy a staff?
I did not buy the light staff. I couldn't justify the $100+. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna start a GoFundMe for you. Listeners, if you want to donate, hit me up.
You at least have to wear like a robe or something.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yes.
Well, we'll be sitting in the balcony, so hopefully it's not too embarrassing that I'm not decked out in all the gear, but I did see a few clips on Instagram from their concerts, and there's a lot of light sticks, so we'll see how it goes.
Yes.
Okay, you're gonna
But
have
I'm
to give us
excited.
a full reporting of that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so thanks to our listeners for tuning into this episode. The hosts are very excited today to do a first episode review of MNET's new show, Boys Planet. And I'm just going to let Ashley give us an overview of what she's been so excited about these last couple weeks.
Yes, Gabe and I are obsessed. We wait, I watch it upon going live on Viki. You know, I mean, I have to wait for the English translations, whatever, but once it's ready, I'm there. So, Boys Planet is a reality competition show by MNET. It premiered on February 2nd, and it airs every Thursday. Out of thousands of applicants that applied, 98 contestants were chosen for the show, and they were split equally into groups, the K group and the G group. So K group means Korean group, and G group means global. So 49 people are straight up Korean from Korea. 49 are from various countries around the world, including Vietnam, Thailand, China, Japan, America, just everywhere, anywhere. The show is a sequel to Girls Planet 999 that aired in 2021, but this one is just all boys, males. So the concept of the show is space theme, Boys Planet. They K group and G group, they're each their own planet. So in the intro of the TV show, you'll see the K group is a blue sphere planet, and green or pink group is a pink planet, and the two planets in the intro are fusing together because the goal of the show is to create a global group, of a mix of Korean and international members. The show hosts So there's like different types of hosts for the show, but the main hosts are called Star Masters. Not the hosts, the judges, I'm sorry. The judges are called Star Masters, aka just like masters. And then the audience, like the people who are live voting, are called Star Creators. So we are Star Creators.
Aww.
Yeah, it's very
Cutesy.
intergalactic.
Following their concept here.
Yeah. So to vote, if you're a Star Creator, the way that you vote is through the MNET Plus app, and you're able to vote for like each individual member. I think so. Currently, I'm just disclaimer. I'm not voting right now because it's pretty difficult to like.
Yeah, it's fine.
Remember everybody's names.
You are an international spectator.
Yes, I'm just here to enjoy the show. Like I don't.
You're
really...
a stargazer.
Yes, I'm a stargazer. I'm not a creator. There's and then we are watching the show like in America. We are watching the show on Viki. So the show goes live on Thursdays, and then we have to wait for like the Viki translators to dub it in English. Not dub, but like translate in English. And then
dub.
I watch it on Fridays. So the cast of the show is like the Star Masters. There's 7 Star Masters, and they are split up into 3 different types of masters: dance masters, vocal masters, and rap masters. The dance masters, 2 of them are from Millennial Dance Group or Company. They're like one of them like is a main dude at that company who's created multiple like K-pop choreography, like for EXO, for 17, for everyone. Vocal masters are, one of them is like an actual vocal trainer for companies, and then the rap master, there's only one main one, and it's PH1. Every episode, there's like a master for that, like a guest master for that episode, and that just means they're not like evaluating or anything, they're just like the host of that episode. So for example, the first episode or the first round, the Star Master was the former newest member, 101 guy, Hwang Min-hyun. And then like Sunmi came in for like the second half of round
I saw
1.
some of that. It's really funny.
Yeah, Sunmi was really cute watching all of the performances. Kids. She was like busting up laughing, not giving a fuck.
She's just like, I saw the Instagram video on that, and it's like she's like nasty laughing.
Yeah.
Like she's trying to like not troll them.
Yeah, it's really sad because some of them are like, they're obviously trying their best, you know? They're trying to do really well, and Sunmi's over here just like literally cackling at them. Yeah. It's so sad, honestly. Whatever. Anyway, so like other rotating masters are Bobby from Icon. He comes in as like a guest master for rap. And then, like, someone from B2B. I forget his name. Minhyuk. Okay, so the contestants, like I said earlier, there's 98 contestants split into K group and G group. Most of the contestants are current trainees, either associated with an agency, like a entertainment company, or they're just like an individual dude who submitted a tape, you know. But there are some former and current idols. So for K group, the former idols come from the groups like T21, INX, Uptension, Pentagon, 1 to 9, one of Cypher. One of them was an actor, and another one was a former Island contestant. Cypher is interesting because they're still, active. Like, they haven't disbanded. Pentagon also hasn't disbanded, but like Cypher, as we know, is from Rain's company, and they just debuted like what in the past couple years. So they have two.
Obsession, I think, is active, quote unquote, or not disbanded.
Yeah, no, maybe not disbanded, but I don't know which ones are active or disbanded. But like Cypher mostly is interesting because they're so new. Probably Rain just like sent them to this show to gain some popularity. From the G group, there's another member from Cypher, and then another from Now United, which is like a rando pop group. So, the last thing I'll say in my overview is how the ranking system works. So, there's two ways that a contestant can get ranked. One of them is by judging. So these are the 7 main Star Masters. In the first couple episodes, Gabe will go over it, but you'll see them, each contestant performing in front of the Star Master, and then the Star Master will give them a rank between 0 and 4 stars. 0 meaning like you have no skill, no potential, you suck. And then 4 is like you're an all-rounder, amazing, you just need to be refined a little bit, and then you could go debut. So judging is one part, and then voting is the second part. And voting means like just star creators going on the MNET app and then voting for each individual member. At the end of each round, the members, like everyone is ranked from 0 or from 1 to 98. And there's this huge ass stage. It's like a round seating stage, and it's like tiered seating. And in the middle of the stage, like the core of the planet, are the 9 seats for the 9 members, 9 top members. 1 is in the center, and then like 2 through 9 are around the center dude. And those are like, at that any given moment, those are like the 9 main people that will potentially debut. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, so it's really like sad for all the people on the outside of the core to like look at the people on the inside, and it's like sad when you're like right on the fringe, maybe you're 10th place, and you like barely missed getting into 9th, so it's interesting.
Yeah, so I was gonna ask, I was wondering why the guy from Pentagon was like in the very center.
Oh,
but so he was number 1 in that episode, or
in the first. So I don't know if Gabe is going to go into this, but I'll just answer your question. When the contestants first arrive, they're like, you know how they come in, they're like, wow, the stage is so awesome, and then they like walk over to the seating area, and they have to pick like where they think they will land in the ranking. And so when the Pentagon guy came out, he was like, I'm going to be number 1. Confident.
Dang.
Yeah.
I love a confident dude.
I'm just going to let you know, Ashley, that same thing happens on Pretties.
Really? But by who?
Themselves.
But like...
Well, the same thing also kind of happened in Island, too, didn't it? But it was like the rooms. Like, they got to room in, like remember, like, number 1 got his own, like, penthouse rooms, like, whereas, like, everyone else had to share room.
Yeah, there was certain
benefits. Like, when they all came in for the first time, Produce had, like, it was pyramid style.
Oh, that's what you're referring to. Okay.
9 of the couches were special couches, like, thrones, so to speak. And then the rest were seats, and then they had to choose where they wanted to fall on the pyramid when they first walked in.
So who thought they were number 1 at the beginning of the season?
No one wanted it, so it was a person that didn't debut.
Oh, okay, that's
just
nice.
Came in last.
Yeah,
it's kind of nice.
Like the newest members didn't want it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like not like Kong Daniel like sat there. Like,
Yeah.
not again.
That's kind of nice and humble. Yeah, Hui was like, he was like going to, when he first enters, he walks over to the available empty seat and then like pivots towards the number 1 seat and he's like, move.
It's an interesting choice given like Koreans. Well, this is just like a really big. Never mind. I'm not gonna say it. Go ahead,
Okay.
Ashley.
And that's it for my overview.
Okay. Awesome.
All right. So now that we've kind of gotten that out of the way, Ashley mentioned kind of the ranking with the judges, kind of the initial kind of test, if you will. So all the trainees walk into the big room, and the first thing they have to do is perform kind of their intro stage to the panel of judges. So every single trainee performs basically over the course of like an episode, and the judges rank them 0 to 4 stars. So the trainees were grouped into kind of groups by either entertainment company or the geographical area that they're coming from. So like there was a jellyfish entertainment group of trainees. There were 2 groups of Yuehua entertainment trainees. There was like a group from Beijing. There was like a group from like some Japanese city, etc. And so everyone performs, and then you can tell just from the editing that there are a couple like standout trainees from the get-go.
Yeah.
So I think both of the Yuehua groups got a lot of screen time, and they were good, obviously, because you know they have training, they have experience, and they both covered "Cake It" by NCT.
Yeah,
and then
that was
Okay,
interesting.
you believe that? Okay, go. Sorry, Ashley, go ahead.
That was interesting because they like it was one G group and one K group, like, and they both performed the same exact song from the same company, so they were like kind of battling each other.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
yeah, but I
Okay,
mean, it
you
made for
believe
good
that these-
TV because like of
Yeah.
course MNET would eat that up, you know.
Right.
Gabe, it's your opinion that these Yuehua groups are pretty good, or these trainees are pretty good?
I mean, like objectively compared to everybody else, like they're definitely like some of the better ones.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I don't know if they like deserved all the screen time that they got, but they're definitely like they're not like bad. So
Not the worst.
yeah. There was a group from Wake One. There's a group from Jellyfish that has one of the boys that Ashley really likes. So basically, they finished the initial kind of star evaluation thing, and then they add up all the stars from the K group and the G group and see which one has more. And then that is going to kind of, whichever group wins, the K group versus G group, they get more time on the kind of initial signal song performance, which is the 7-minute video that I sent you guys in the chat just this afternoon. So the next episode, they kind of take all the trainees again and they'd reevaluate them. They give them the choreo, they give them the vocals for the signal song that everybody has to perform
song, right?
all on the same stage. Yeah, it's like the initial theme song.
Yes.
Like Produce, or no, I think, yeah, Produce 48 had the pick me, like pick me,
Yeah,
pick me, pick me up.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah,
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so every show has that song, and so Boys Planet, it was called Here I Am.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, they reevaluate all the trainees based on how well they do at the dance and the vocals for the song, and then all the all-star people get to be on like this platform at the top, where they get to have screen time for the entire song, and then if you're not an all-star rank, you get a platform that's like lower down on the pyramid. Like it's a pyramid-shaped stage, and so anyone who's like 3 stars or below, they don't get to participate in the whole first like chorus and first verse of the song. They come in like after that. So from the get-go, they're already highlighting all the all-star people, and then from there, they pick one center from the K group and one center from the G group who get elevated on another little platform in the very middle, and they do like a little duet thing. And then, yeah. So
Nathan, I'm just
This
watching your facial
is-
expressions this entire time.
It's just funny because I'm just getting flashbacks to like Lee Jae-wee wins like the center in the beginning, and he's at this top of the pyramid, and everyone that gets like he gets like an A, B, and C, right? These people get A, B's, and C's, right? 1, 2, or 3 stars, and then the people that get like D's and F's are the ones that aren't showing up for half of the song. But what's
Wow.
gonna happen in the end is that there will still be people that get 1 star that will debut. Has to be at least 1 or 2.
yeah, so that's the thing. Like, so I was looking at all the people who were on like the all-star little circle thing, and then kind of looked at the people who got the like face cam screen time during the actual performance. And there's a few like 0 and 1 star people there who are just like, they're popular because, I don't know, their vibe or something, but they're not talented,
Yeah.
which was interesting.
Count them in.
Yeah.
It's
So
No!
there's definitely like,
Gotta count them in.
You know who I got that vibe from? The guy from Cube Entertainment, Bakdoi? Was that his
Oh.
name? Bakdo.
oh, Doha.
Doha, that's what it
Doha.
was. Yeah, it was all vibes, you know, him with his like open button shirt. But when it came down to singing, like so terrible.
He's so bad, and that's like he's literally a 0-star contestant. And they keep featuring him. Yeah, a Sunmi cackler, and they keep featuring him.
Because he's all vibes. Like, they were pointing out his, like, forearms and, like, his open button shirt.
Hey, yeah. I'm just gonna say, there are K-pop idols like that are there for the vibe.
That's true.
I think it's also, like, he's part of Cube, and, like, the Cube must have some backdoor something happening with MNET.
That's some money
like,
in all of this.
Yeah. There's, like, why else would he get screen time other than that?
He's
you know?
terrible. He's really bad.
He's not good.
I was so excited. I was like, ooh, this guy's gonna be good. Like, if they're pointing out how his, like, visuals are. And then he starts singing. What was it? Didn't his voice crack a few times, too?
Yeah, 2 p.m. my house. So good.
So, yeah.
I have a question about the final group.
Yeah.
So, is it going to be 9 total, and a mixture of K and G, or is it going to be 2 groups?
It's 9 total, and then whoever makes it to the top 9, regardless of K or G, is going to be in. Yeah.
Okay, I'll ask a question to you all after you go through it, Gabe.
Yeah, so the Signal song performance. So Sung Han-bin is the center for the K group. He's been rank 1 for like the entire time, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And then the center for G group was Jang Hao, who I really like. And he's been like top 9, I think, for the whole time, pretty much.
Yeah.
And so like for me, I feel like both of them are definitely going to debut, like one way or the other. Like I don't see a situation where they don't. The rest of the top 9 I think is up in the air. But yeah. So they perform the Signal song, it gets released, and then the way they determined like who got the killing part was based on who had more stars amongst the different groups. So K group had more stars amongst their trainees, so they got more screen time overall. So I think it was like the last bridge and the last chorus was just the K group people. And so they got like a little extra benefit from being the more talented group. So yeah, that wraps up the initial song. Okay, so the first group test they're doing, so the overview is like it's K group versus G group again, and they're splitting up to cover kind of these million seller songs. So there's an EXO song, there's a BTS song, they have a Blackpink song.
Which one is others. The BTS song?
Danger.
Oh, interesting choice.
Ooh.
Yeah. And so how it works is to choose the groups, they take the highest ranked people in the K group and the G group. And it's like dodgeball in PE class. The highest ranked people get to pick their team. And then once they've assembled their team, the next highest ranked person gets to pick their team. And then they get to choose a song. So what ends up happening is that by the
That's
end,
traumatizing.
everyone who's left over is just put into a group with the other leftover people. And so
no.
yeah. And so I think for
it's
K
really
group,
sad.
for K group, I think it was they had to perform they had to perform the 101 song, right? The last people.
Yeah. I forget
Which one was the 101 song?
Hual Hual. Burn It Up.
Burn It Up.
Oh, Burn It Up.
Yeah. So
of course,
basically,
MNET is having people cover a 101 song.
Yeah. It's
so
funny
they form
too,
the groups,
'cause,
etc.
When the Star Master for that episode was the former 101 newest guy, and as he was announcing that performance, he like put down his mic for a second and did a little bit of the choreo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was ultimately the highlight of his career.
Oh, sad.
So they form the groups. I'm not going to get into the specifics of like kind of who performed and whatnot, because there was like, I think 11 or 12 performances, right?
Yeah, because the number of songs times 2, right? Because they're doing it twice.
Yeah. So, but basically every song from each of the group, those two teams competed against each other for like who did a better cover. So the K group versus G group for the 101 song would go against each other, and then Blackpink, etc., etc. And so in the end, the K group won all of those song cover battles except for the Blackpink Kill This Love cover, which the G group won. And that's because I think they had Jang Hao, who was like top 9. They had Matthew, who was like number 2 on one of the episodes. And they had like, did they also have Keita?
Yeah,
right.
Keita was the one that chose the members. When the members are like picking their group, they had to kind of be strategic when they picked the members, because each song that they had to perform had like a choreography element, a rap, a singing, and so they had to like specifically be like, oh, okay, this guy can hit this note, so we want him on our team.
Right. Real quick, okay, so it's not just one K group and one G group. There's multiple K groups performing against multiple G groups?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like 5 in a Love Me Right K, G, 5 in a Love Me Right G, and they're just competing against each other.
They're just competing. Okay. That was I missed that part. Okay.
So they compete against each other, and then at the end, the overall winner between K and G gets an extra, I think it's like 100,000 points for all the trainees in that group. So like if I was in the BTS Danger group that won against the other BTS Danger group, I would get an extra 100,000 points for my score in the ranking for the first elimination.
And essentially, you wouldn't need as many popularity votes to save yourself.
Yes. And so that kind of brings us to the elimination, I guess, right?
Yeah. So my favorite performance from this group round, K versus G, is EXO Love Me Right. So the K group, they were like nicknamed the Avengers of the K group because it was literally like mostly top 9 members. It had Hui from Pentagon, Hanbin, who's the number 1 guy, my sweet child, Kim Gyu-vin from Yeehaw Entertainment. That's my sweet boy. I love him. And then they had some other members. I don't know who they are, and I don't really care. But like from that performance, there was like I'll back up. The K group or the G group, the global group of Love Me Right. The center and main vocal of that group is Jay from America, unsigned to a company, and
he's a free agent.
Yeah, he's a free agent, and he was amazing. Like, this is the guy that Gabe does not like, but I really love. Half Asian, half white. And he did so well. I mean, Hui also did the killing part in the K group, and he did really well. But, like, I feel like that's to be expected because we already know he's good, you know? But at least Jay, like, he's still trainee, you know? Like, he's so good. I can't.
Yeah, I really like his voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the Star Masters were saying that like Jay has a very like American vibe to him, and that's why they like him. Yeah.
What did you think of
the Johnny vibe
of the Love Me Right performances, Nathan? Since Dio normally does the killing part of that song.
Well, you know, it's a classic song with you know, and EXO was one of my gateways into K-pop, so anything that touches EXO, I'm really territorial about.
Yes,
sorry.
That's true.
But yeah, no, I thought it was good. But it's really hard to match an EXO vocal, like at all. Okay. But I won't dwell too much on that because I won't compare them to EXO. But what I will say that makes this show different, and from a lot of the other survival show series from MNET that I've seen, is, and I'll also say that this is the same kind of first round test that they do and produce. Like they choose one song, like let's say BTS, I don't know, Danger or whatever song it was back then, and they split them up into two groups and they had them compete on the same song. So that's what happens in that also. They also, yeah, they did that for sure. But anyways, something that makes it different, which I thought was really interesting, is that they are really forcing them to do the live vocals. Like there is nowhere to escape on this.
Nope, not at all. And that was actually one of the things that
I
was
appreciate that, and I have two thoughts about this. One is it's really exposing who can sing a little bit and who really can't sing. Mm-hmm. But also, I just wonder if it's exposing them like a little bit too much. Like if it's a little bit too realistic.
No.
I don't know, because I will also say that I feel like most of the song doesn't sound good.
Oh, especially in the K group. No, I'm sorry, in the G group.
In the G
group. G group, if you're just listening to the audio, it is not good.
It's not pretty.
Yeah.
So I was just like, dang, is it exposing them like a little too much? Like I'm pretty sure like on other seasons or other iterations, they force them to do like a live of like a recorded version of it.
Yeah.
But they don't have them sing and dance at the same time so blatantly. Mm-hmm. Or maybe the background vocals are pushed up a little bit during the live. But this is like full on, it's raw.
It's just them. I don't even hear background vocals, right?
Yeah, it's nothing much is going on there in the background, which, I mean, it's really interesting. So
I like it.
I think for what task they're given, it's really difficult and commendable, actually, what they're doing.
Yeah, and
so it does make it different.
It's a lot more obvious who is an all-rounder and who is not. Like, if you can sing and dance, like, you are 4-star ready to debut, you know? But, like, if you can only sing and not really dance, which is, a flaw of Jay's, like, he can't really dance. Like, at least in, like, group performances, it's not really obvious, but, like, it's difficult. Like, a lot of people on the show, the critique that Star Masters have is that they can't sing while they're dancing. Like the
Right.
choreo is too hard for them.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Love Me Right, with all due respect to EXO, is not a hard choreo. So
yeah, I was gonna say that too. It didn't even seem like complicated choreo for them to be.
Yeah, Love Me Right is not known for their like. It's just like, they really captured the hand waving there because that's the point choreo.
Right.
It's not a hard choreo. So they're really exposing singing capacity. Like they're really emphasizing singing and rapping. Rapping too.
I would say, this is something that I forgot to mention about the Star Masters. So the whole show is mainly critiquing singing and dancing. There are elements of rap, but like it's not a focus. Like they definitely favor the singers over the rappers, even though the rappers are obviously needed because they have like rap battles. Anyway, what's so funny about the Star Masters, so they have PH1 as like the rap master who's supposed to critique them, but because the show focuses so heavily on singing, he literally does nothing. Like he comes to the episode, like they show him in the episode maybe like making a like reacting to an odd performance or like clapping for something that was really good, but I swear I could probably count the amount of times that he's spoken on like my two hands. He just like does nothing.
This is really
and then I think this happened later, but I think when Bobby came in to like do like a little guest Star Master rap evaluation thing, they like asked him what he thought of like the rehearsal thing, and he's just like, oh, like it was good, and then that was it.
I know, it was terrible. Like why was Bobby even there? He was like, he only appeared.
He only got like 2 seconds.
Yeah, he was only there for maybe 2 minutes, and then that was it. It was really just like a fucking clout thing, but
I like the focus on the fundamentals, which ultimately I think for K-pop is dance and singing.
Important.
So
yeah,
I'm cool with that, and I like generally if we think about Eyes One, if we think about 101, if we think about IOI and X1, like they were all vocal singing focused over rap at least, so it makes sense. And I think that's what okay. So actually, here's what brings me to my question. I think it's really interesting that they're going for like this concept of K versus G in 2 planets, and they eventually need to come together as one, right?
Yeah.
So how does that what do you think that is going? How do you think that's going to manifest? Because ultimately, it's not going to be split in half. Like there's going to be more Korean people in this probably.
Do you mean like manifest in the like final group?
Yeah, like in
as,
the
like,
final group
dynamic?
This is why like I have a lot of skepticism around like rankings and things like that, because you can't just take the top 9 and let it be, because you have to have a singer, you have to have a dancer, you have to have this, you have to have that, and then now they're factoring in like this, I have to have a Korean and I have to have global, right? So realistically, like how is that all gonna pan out, I guess is my question. Like it's not predetermined, but it's like if you have 9 people, that's not that many spots.
It might be a little bit predetermined. So maybe
I'm trying to be less skeptical here, but
I will say that at the beginning of every episode, there's a disclaimer that says
there is. What does it say?
Well, it's a disclaimer that says like this voting is managed by a third party company. And we will
by PwC.
And we will do our best.
PwC, as in like the PwC.
Yeah, like PwC.
What does PwC mean?
It's like the name of like a.
It's like a firm,
like accounting consulting firm or something.
What?
It's like a big 4 accounting firm in the United States, or I'm sure it's global.
Wait, hold on. Time out. Didn't Produce get like the fans get Produce or someone?
Well, the show series got canceled because of their voting scandals. Like people that were people that were placing within the top 9 were not debuting.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, so maybe that's why
Okay.
this disclaimer is at the very beginning, after, like right before the intro. They say that it's voting is
Oh, that's
managed by
interesting.
this third party.
But also, I think that producers or whatever of this show, they have predetermined and they're making sure that the group that they want to be the final group are in the final. Final 9.
Yeah, of course. That's why they're
Like,
giving these like shitty ass people screen time. You know, like they're trying to boost up their rankings and their exposure.
Yeah.
I know they're in the background.
There's something.
Camera time matters.
Yes,
Camera time
really does matter. It really does.
Right.
So maybe this is a
but
good
anyways,
segue
it's just not realistic to thinking about how like the top 9 popularity it's just that simple, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So anyways, go ahead, Ashley.
So this would be probably a good segue for the first elimination. So for the first elimination, remember there's 98 members. The first elimination eliminated half of those members. So from 53 to 98, those were eliminated. I will say that there was almost an even number of K and global members at the end of the elimination. Like there were a little bit more K than there were G, but it was right, Gabe? It wasn't like completely half and half, but it was like maybe just a little bit off.
There was like a couple more K.
Yeah, which makes me think that there maybe might be a little bit of a like manipulation, you know? Like how is it almost perfect that the split is even?
Perfect. Yeah.
Well, I think part of it is also that like the G people, like some of them had like really big followings in their home countries.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
And they're voting too. They're voting.
Yeah. So like the dude from Vietnam, like I feel like, well, I don't know if this is true, but my feeling is that like all of Vietnam wants him to like move on to the next.
And they could come in together with him.
No.
Like they could all centrally vote on him.
No.
Hanbin is Korean.
It wasn't there. Okay, in this show.
Yeah, in Island,
okay,
the Vietnamese member, his name was Hanbin, and he actually
not to be confused.
Not to be confused, but
yeah.
He's already a debuted member in I think Tempest, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, ultimately, Purdue tried this with their half Japanese group, right? It wasn't half Japanese. It's not split in half because ultimately most of their activities are going to be in Korea. So.
Yeah, I would also say too that members of the global group, some of them are Korean. Like they're just either Korean American, Korean Canadian, like they're still Korean, but they're not like Korean from the homeland.
Right.
Like native Korean.
Like the men would not have to go to military service. How about that?
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ashley, who's left after the first elimination here?
Yes. So who's left are... Honestly, I didn't have that information ready.
Oh, sorry. Okay, what did you have ready?
I just had that, the way that they announced it was interesting. So they had each group of performers, so the Love Me Right K group, the Love Me Right G group, and they called them up all individually, like each group at a time, and then the whole episode was like 3 hours, and they called out each member that was saved individually. Like, it just took a long-ass time, and I don't understand why they, like, dragged out
And we watched it all?
Yeah.
Because they gotta get their ad time in.
Yeah, I watched it all. They even did like little things like this member was born in May. He is a main vocal.
Oh.
Do we know who he is?
Lots of background.
Hanbin, like things like that. They literally did that for every single saved member. 52 times.
Dang.
Yeah. And then they really focused on those fringe people, the people that were 9th, 8th, 9th, and 10th, which means 2 of them get to be in top 9 and one of them is like just barely off top 9. So they really focus on those 3. I will say that my sweet love, Jay from Global, he was 9th.
So he just made the cut.
He just made the cut.
It's okay, Ashley. You know why they do that? Because they gotta mobilize the J stands.
I know.
For 9 and 10. Then they're gonna vote more.
I know.
The people like you that are not voters need to be converted to voters.
I know. I need to step up from a gazer to a creator.
I can't believe we came up with that.
I can't believe.
I know, it's so good. So the top 3.
That's the title of this episode.
The Stargazers. The top 3 contestants. So they were Sung Hanbin, who was the killing from the K group, who got the killing part. Suk Matthew, who is Canadian American. Or no, Canadian Korean. I'm sorry. Canadian Korean. And then Kim Ji Woong, who is Korean and formerly an actor. The last part of the episode was them announcing who is the 52nd member. So, like, out of all of the other 53 to 98, there's, 40 members left wishing that they were called as, the last member of the saved group. And that was, a really big deal, too. So, yeah.
Okay.
I do have some stats about the eliminations on here. So, pretty much everybody who got All-Star for the first song survived. And then the only 3-star people who got eliminated, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There was only 6 3-star people who got eliminated in the first round. And then of the 0-star people, that's actually kind of a lot.
Well, that makes sense because they got no boost points, right?
There were 5 0-star people, or no, there were 6 0-star people who made it through the elimination.
Including Doha, that My House kid.
Yes, including him. So,
yeah.
I mean, I thought at the beginning that it wasn't going to line up where, the most talented people were going to move on just because it was going to be who's, more popular. But I feel like for the most part, it's working out that the people who are actually the better ones are moving on. So that's one silver lining, I guess.
Yeah, and it does seem like
the point gap is so much, though. They're giving them so many points if they did objectively well with the Star Masters, right? So I feel like
they are, and those points are actually helping a lot of members from the K group move on. There were some people who won the last competition, K versus G group, and if they hadn't gotten those points, they would have been eliminated.
Right.
They're big deals to win.
Okay, so what do y'all think moving forward? What's going to happen? I'll leave that as the last question to Ashley and Gabe. So, I mean, are they going to do, they're going to do more challenges, right? They're going to do more, and you'll just have to see what different sides they're going to show you.
Yeah, I don't really know what to expect. How about you tell us, based upon what happened in Produce, what is
Okay.
going to happen next. Because
Well,
I'm
they'll
honestly
probably
just
do.
here for the
They'll
ride.
probably do a couple of original songs next.
Oh,
That-
yeah.
They'll probably bring in some MNET producers. So like they always do that.
Hmm. So after this first challenge, the next one is another cover challenge
Oh, they're gonna do more
that
covers
happened.
first.
Yeah, that was last week's episode, and then I think the next week or in 2 weeks, there's original songs that they're doing.
They'll definitely do original songs. So
Yeah,
that's when it gets really interesting, I think.
Right.
And then they'll probably with the covers they'll probably break up into units of like vocal, rap, just dance.
yeah. They broke up into units based on it was like a double position unit. So there was like vocal and dance. There was dance and rap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like vocal and rap, or something like that. But yeah.
Literally, this is just a rebrand. This is like Produce season 5, right? Because they needed a different name for the show, obviously, because Produce branding got trashed because they went down the drain. So, but I mean, ultimately, like this is a big way that idols gain attention. Like, there's really no other way if you're not coming from like a really big agency, right, to make a name for yourself when you first debut.
Yeah.
Right.
I understand the system.
I was watching some videos last night on YouTube of like previous MNET survival show stuff, and I think I was watching a clip when they were forming IZ*ONE.
Yeah.
And the couches that the debut people sit on is the exact same. It's just different colors.
Oh.
They're thrones, right? They're like little mini couch thrones.
It's like a little like this thing.
Yeah, it's like that's what I'm saying. So it feels
how much stuff.
It just feels so familiar to me. But at the same time, like I still don't know if this system is ready to work again. Because I don't know if I don't know. I don't know if the system is ready to work again, just given public trust in all of this.
Yeah.
And also, it's just so hard to match what 101 has done with this. Like, I think, I mean, I was there when they were formed and when they went through their 1.5 years, and they completely took over Korea. Like, legitimately, they went from nothing to Artist of the Year within the span of a year. And not just Artist of the Year, like, status on MNET shows. Like, for Melon shows, too. So, in that sense, it wasn't rigged. How they were formed was rigged, actually. But their end result was very good.
Right.
Like, I don't think any group has had that much success in a 1.5 years that quickly.
Yeah.
So I just, like, I feel like that's the standard right now because so much good has come out of this survival series that it's going to be tough for whoever comes out of this to continue to make a name for themselves to prove that this system works.
Right. And I think that the groups that come out of this, the expectations are really high because, like you said, 101 was amazing. There was IZ*ONE, and then like it's just I don't know if Kepler is gonna meet that expectation, but from the looks of it, it seems like this group
they're not
will.
Okay. I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic here. Because they've now taken a 2-year hiatus, kind of, right?
Right.
From the system to cleanse the palate a little bit.
Yeah.
And by cleanse the palate, like nothing was happening, so that was the palate cleansing.
Yeah.
Mnet was focusing on kingdom and queendom for 2 years.
Make people forget about their voting issues and then come back.
Hey, this is the same thing as politics, right? Like, you wait 2 years and people are going to forget. Or people are going to not remember the magnitude of the situation. So, this is good.
I honestly forgot until you guys brought it up about X1.
Yeah, X1 literally called it quits after one comeback. Like, they literally got canceled.
I still think it's a 50-50 though, whether they do well or not, because, like, what's our sample size? We have 101, IOI, IS1, Kepler, and X1.
I mean, those are big names.
But, like, out of those 5, I feel like only, like, 2 or 3 of them actually did well. You know?
That's true.
X1
So-
probably doesn't even count because their career got cut short.
That's true.
I think we should count. We need to count that, though. Like,
I mean, they were big once
Yeah.
they first came out. Like, hey, when
Yeah.
you're hitting the ground running like 10 music shows deep after the first debut, like, something's going on there.
Yeah. Overall, I'm really excited to be watching a survival show again because I feel like I can get to know the group members more. Like I'm not just like a regular stan once they debut, you know, like I know them.
Like, you're already there.
Yeah.
That's what all the 101 stands were. Because they was nothing, and then all of a sudden they already had this, like, everyone knew about their background. People were crying with them on the show. People were, like, not just stargazers. Well, they were stargazers, and they were also, like, you know, invested, right? And that's how I felt when I was going through their journey. So, like, I think this is a really good opportunity for whatever this group is going to be named in, like, what? How many more weeks do we have of this? Maybe 6 weeks? 5?
there's gonna be, I think, 3 more eliminations. So at least, like, 6 to 7 weeks, I feel like.
Okay, yeah. And then how many do we currently have left? Like, give me a solid number of people.
52.
There's 50,
So
51.
we still got a lot of people
51.
to cut.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it's going to be cut pretty
way you
fast.
did
It's
that.
going to be like they're going to go half 26, half probably 13, and then they're going to
Well, I think the next cut is 20. They're cutting everybody who's under 28, I think.
Mhm.
Okay.
So it's going to go
It does
by
go
quickly.
quick. It does go quick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll just
But
have to do part 2 and 3 of this then.
Yeah. That'll be exciting.
So maybe we'll do one for the covers and then one for some of the original stuff.
Yes.
So
And the final
that'll be really
lineup.
fun. No, survival shows are really fun, and ultimately, like, they are a core part of the K-pop industry.
They're an institution.
Yeah, it's like
They
it's
are.
one that we must be talking about.
Yes.
So I love it all. Anyways, okay, any final thoughts here? Anything you two want to go on the record saying you said this before?
I have a prediction.
I knew Gabriel might have one. Okay.
So my prediction is that Hui from Pentagon is not going to debut in this group.
Oh no!
And he's going to place, and hear me out. He's going to place 10th or 11th.
I can totally see that happening.
No.
And he's gonna miss out on it. He's gonna be like, I can just picture it in my mind's eye right now. The last scene of the entire show is like Hui and like 2 other trainees vying for like the number 9 spot, and then they don't call his name, and he gets eliminated at the 11th hour.
I think that might happen because they focus on Hui a lot.
Because
Like
they need viewers also.
They do, but like if you look at his rankings from first episode to now, they've actually been falling.
He's ranking.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So he's not even
He's 10th right now, right?
Right, and that's after the first elimination and like another test. So he's not even in top 9 right now. I think that might happen.
No, I like him.
I know, and I was telling
He's my pick
my
so far.
sister, like, for Hui's mental health, you know, like, the reason why he came on this show is because Pentagon isn't really doing anything right now, and he kind of wants to, like, restart, boost up his career.
Mm-hmm.
So
this is a good moment for him, like, regardless if he debuts or not. Or was
That's
that not
true.
where you were going for?
That's not where I
Well,
was
it seemed like you
going.
weren't.
That is actually.
Well, where
Yeah,
were you
that's
going?
not.
That's not where I was going, but now that
This is a way out for him.
I think what he's doing right now is because you can tell that he seems like a little bit better than everyone. Like he knows that he's a little bit better than everyone.
And the most accomplished by miles and miles.
Right. So it's obvious that he's like trying to be humble about it and like still participate in the show, but like a little bit of him I know feels like defeated because it's like this is what it has to come to now, you know? I have to perform with these 18-year-olds. So
it's a Kingdom 2 issue.
I know. So my thought is that he's sacrificing his pride so that he could gain popularity, and then Pentagon in turn can also gain popularity again. So maybe you're right. It's fine if he doesn't debut because at least he's getting screen time in every single episode.
Because people are talking about Huey and Pentagon again, right? Which
that's
wasn't
true,
necessarily a
actually.
thing. And they're like, I don't really know. I don't know if this is true or not, but they definitely have started the process of military enlistment, and I think a lot of them are done. Like they're ready to they're ready to do stuff again,
right?
Or they're able to do stuff
so
again.
Maybe
so second kind of career, time.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that maybe this is an opportune solo career type of thing for him.
That too.
Maybe.
Yeah. Also, I think I also agree with Gabe because I feel like putting a newest member with 101 wasn't so jarring because ultimately the top people in newest that debuted, or there's only one, still kind of meshed in with like there wasn't a large gap. I feel like Huey is like at a 10 and in terms of people knowing, and the rest of them are still like 6s and 7s right now. So I just feel like it's just it would always feel like a senior junior kind of thing. Whereas with 101, newest was very integrated. Like they got in stars terms, like they were 1, 2, 3 stars.
Wow.
Right.
Like so.
Well, the other thing too is Pentagon. They've had success beyond what newest ever had.
Correct.
At that
That's
time,
yeah,
too.
exactly. So I feel like Pentagon is just like is he ever going to be part of this group as a cohesive ensemble?
Right.
It would feel a little bit strange to me.
Right.
And then if he did debut, he'd be the oldest and probably
by how
would
much
be
too,
like
right?
he would either
by a lot.
By
like at least 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, he's already back from military enlistment.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
So if he did debut, he would either have to be the leader, but then if he placed ninth and like barely got in, I don't know if they would want to make him the leader, you know? And then at that point, it's kind of weird to have him not be the leader because he's the oldest member.
And he has the most experience.
Yeah.
Okay, Gabe, we
all right.
We hear your cries.
I accept this theory now.
Okay, well, we'll just have to see what happens. So thanks to the listeners for tuning into this part 1 episode of Boys Planet. We'll be back with part 2 for sure at some point within the next couple of weeks. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at IdleTalkPod. You can please rate, review, and subscribe to us on all of the major podcast directories and streaming platforms. If you have any feedback or content requests, we have our email, and feel free to email us at idletalkpod@gmail.com. And we also, lastly, have our content directory, idletalkpod.uwu.ai, where you'll see previous episodes categorized, including playlists, song recommendations, concert and K-drama reviews, and also information about us. And it could be found in the description of our episodes here. Alright, until next time, we'll sit on our hands waiting for Boys Planet next performances and next set of eliminations. But until then, we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
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 Bye.